What is up? He's Keg. I'm Coach. We're going to break down every single NFL game starting Thursday right through the Sunday 4 o'clock slate. What's up, my friend? How are we today?
Good, buddy. What's up?
Yeah, I'm excited to break all these games down. Want to remind everybody, hit the like button right off the top. That'll help us out a lot. Plus, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nuke the House. If you're watching on X right now or you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Let's go. This was a wild week one for us, Keg. Thursday night, undefeated. Friday, completely crushed. Sunday got completely murdered. And then Monday Night Football was just about as profitable as it gets, man. So listen, the island games we've crushed. Sunday was a rough one. We're completely transparent, but I know you're up. I'm up almost 3 units after the weekend. I feel like it should have been more. I feel like I left something on the table, and I don't know how I was only up that much, but I know you're up. The rest of the guys are up, and everybody's having a good time so far. Good start at Nuke the House.
Yeah. It was just the bad end of some variance on Sunday, but like after everything was said and done, in my pocket, I made 13.4 units. Okay. Ended up breaking even on the site because I should have put that Logano play on there, and I should have put that Waddle 100 plus at plus 340 in there. But I mean, I can't complain after how bad Sunday was with like 9 props losing by like 12 yards combined. I mean, like I was thrilled to get out even on the spreadsheet in week one. But I had a good week personally.
Good. And we all had a good week. And I know a lot of subscribers, they're posting their winning slips in our Discord. If you are a subscriber right now and you're not in our Discord, you're missing out. Like there's half of the reason why you need to be a part of us. Well, first half is because you win. Second of all, you got to get the bets in the Discord, and Keg already put a whole bunch of stuff in there. So what are you saying? Better days ahead, Keg. Come on, Jeff Stenberg.
Even for the New York Jets. Yeah. I'm already getting my balls broken about the New York Jets.
Well, you should. And we'll see what you think about them this week, too. We've got a lot of games to get to. We don't have all day to do this. So let's dive right in, my friend. We got Thursday Night Football, and I'm not going to give any picks from this game. I'll tell you, I like the Bills. I like Josh Allen 10-2 against the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins, the run game, I'm not worried about it with Mostert out, Achane day to day. It seems like whoever they put back there has pretty good games, but the Bills didn't look great in week one. They came from behind. I think they go down to Miami and have a pretty good game. But talk to me here. The lines, Buffalo getting 2.5 on the road, 48.5 is the total. And then if you want to consider money lines, plus 14 for the Bills, minus 135 for the Dolphins. We know Josh Allen and the Bills have had success against Miami. What about Thursday night when we will be live broadcasting starting at 8:15 Eastern?
Yeah, this line has swung back and forth all week between about the Bills minus 1.5 and 2.5. We've seen the Bills be around like 2.5 market wide now. Listen, we have some questions on the Miami side. Mostert and Achane were banged up in the game last week. We found out today that Mostert will not play. But Achane was seen on the practice field, so him being healthy probably go a long way for the Dolphins. The Bills drop one of their best cornerbacks this week in Johnson. He will not play, it looks like. And that could hurt considering they played a team that wanted to run the football, be physical last weekend, to now go up against a dynamic Miami passing attack. Yeah. I was able to do the beginning of the power ratings this morning. We've got this game as being lined basically accurately at 2 now with the Mostert news. As far as the total, open 50.5. I think I agree with the move. Ordinarily, you would expect both these teams to score, a ton of points. They're certainly capable of it, but with how dedicated the Buffalo Bills look like to running the football this year, it wouldn't shock me to see this total sneak under. Keon Coleman obviously ended up leading the team in targets last week with 5. No other player was targeted more than 3 times last week, including the 2 tight ends who only combined for like 4 targets in Kincaid and Knox. Something to keep in the back of your mind this week when you're looking to attack the live in-game player prop market because they might just go run heavy all day. Miami looked pretty disorganized last week. Did they have 400 yards of offense? Yes. But there was a ton of drops. At times, Tua and the receivers looked lost. If they were locked in, they probably could have thrown for like another 200 yards in that game. But the Jags defense isn't that bad, and Miami did enough to win the game. The Bills also didn't look like they lived up to expectations last week. That game could have easily not gone their way. At 17-3, they were one lucky play away from the Cards getting the ball back. Could have been a chance to go up 24-3 in that game, but Josh Allen put the team on his back, and he was able to get an ugly win. I could see both these teams winning this game. I could see the Dolphins lighting that secondary up in a big way. I could see the Bills getting physical and running the ball 30-plus times tomorrow night. I'm probably going to stay away from the side and get involved in the props market, but I'm going to lean Buffalo, and I think that the total is accurate at 48.5 right now.
All right, one thing that concerns me, though, I'm a big James Cook guy. 25 carries over 2 games against the Dolphins last year, 2.6 yards per carry. So I really think they're going to need him to get going this game. No question. Yep. Whether it's in the passing game or probably on the ground, because they're going to need to run the ball. That's what the Buffalo MO is now, right, Keg?
Yeah. It certainly appears like that.
So James Cook's somebody that I got my eye on, but he's going to have some more success than he had last season. That's the first game. Let's move on to the Sunday slate. There is a play that I really, really like in this, Keg. It's the Raiders at the Ravens. The Ravens that were laying 9 at home. We saw these Raiders defensively. I thought they were a little bit worse than I thought they'd be. Offensively, they're garbage. Gardner Minshew is turnover prone. This Ravens team is angry after that loss to Kansas City last week. 41.5 is the total, and you're not bothering with the money line unless it's on the Raiders side at plus 330. But what did you see from the Raiders and the Ravens last week that makes you think the Raiders can cover a big number like 9? Because that's what concerns me, is just the number's so big, and in the NFL, 9 points is a lot.
Yeah, it's a ton. It leaves the back door wide open. So this line got as high as 10 yesterday, met some resistance in the market. They bought it back. We're sitting at like 9.5 basically, but there are some 9s out there. We don't know the status of Lamar Jackson right now. He didn't practice on Monday. We know how Harbaugh loves to keep, everything close to the vest. So we'll have to keep an eye on his availability this week.
He was out there today.
Oh, he was?
He was back today. Yeah.
Okay. The total's down 2 points to 41.5. It's been consistent action on the under, getting backed all week long early. This is another game probably going to be a pass for me here. The Ravens didn't look great on offense last week. Andrews was MIA. It makes me still think he's not fully healthy. Likely picked up the slack, obviously. But they were live late in the game against the Super Bowl champs to try to steal the win. Listen, they should win this game. But like the back door can easily get you when you're laying this many points. Yeah. So I can't get there at 9.5, but slight lean to Baltimore. One note about the Raiders: Antonio Pierce was rated the worst coaching performance of the week in week 1, which is a bad sign for this Raiders team this year. Are they good enough to cover the 10 here? Maybe. But I don't want to pay to find out, really. So I'll lean Baltimore, but it's going to be a pass from me. As far as the total, I'll probably say with the move, it's a pass. I leaned under early in the week, but I'm going to say it's a pass right now.
This probably is not getting down to 8.5, so we can tease it, right? There's no way. I just can't see Raiders money coming in.
Probably not. No.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Shout out to everybody. Matt, our boy, loves Keon Coleman over 42.5. He already bet it. Mason, what is up? Card Addict, we missed you too. Jeff is here to talk about the Jets, of course. Mason and Jason in the house. Like button, guys. That'd be great. Want to remind everybody, if you like what you're seeing or you just want to dip your toe in the water, we got a free week planned for you. If you go to nukethehouse.com, click on subscriptions, all you got to do is sign up for a monthly plan. Use the code Nuke NFL, Nuke NFL. We're not going to charge you for the month. We just want you to get in there with that code. You'll get a free week. If you like it, you pick it up and you keep chilling with us. What up, Daniel Berry? Good to see you as well. Next game on the docket, Saints and Cowboys. Cowboys, 6.5-point favorites at home. This is -10 to both sides. Total is 46.5, slightly juiced to the under at -12. Saints plus 240 on the money line. So this was interesting last week. What can we really tell from the Saints' performance against the Panthers? Carr didn't have to do much, but boy, defensively, offensively, they were great. And then on the other side, we look at a team, the Cowboys, that I got to tell you, they looked a lot better than I thought they would up in Cleveland. Maybe a lot had to do with Deshaun Watson, but it's 6.5 too much to back the boys. Do we like the Saints maybe to have another good performance, Keg?
Yeah, I couldn't agree with that more, actually. This number really hasn't moved much this week. It's been sitting around 6.5 all week long. The total's starting to see move today. It opened 46, was bet down to 45.5. Now we're seeing the market undecided. The total sits from anywhere from like 45.5 to 46.5 right now, available in multiple spots. Big injury news in this game. Marshawn Lattimore, will he play? Question mark. They're saying right now that he's day to day, but the Saints really need him on the field to help them contain CeeDee Lamb. I don't know what to make, like pretty much exactly what you were just saying. I don't know what to make of both these teams after week 1, because I didn't expect Dallas to beat the Browns like that. But is that just because Watson is the worst to literally ever do it? Or are the Cowboys just better than I thought? On the flip side, the Saints aren't that good of a football team either. Like they were just fortunate to play a college football team in week 1, really. I mean, like this week, I think will give us a better idea of what both these teams are. After the first week was like a throwaway game for these clubs. Carr was under literally zero pressure against Carolina. He is a very different quarterback when he faces pressure. And the Cowboys are going to be in that backfield, and they're probably going to be in that backfield often. So, I lean the boys here at anything probably shy of a touchdown. I'm not sure if I can get there. If Lattimore doesn't play, it might get me over the hump, or at the very least will get me on some type of CeeDee Lamb prop. Other than that, though, pass.
We got the Fax Man in the house. Fax Man, of course, notorious for telling bathroom stall sex stories, which is
Mr. A, my guy.
He's in the house, man. We're going to be talking to Mr. A here pretty soon, too, so I'm looking forward to it. What up, Iowa? How are you, buddy? You're firing. Did you see the pics that Keg put in the Discord already? Holy moly, he's going bananas with the pics. I love it.
Nobody is a bigger Mr. A guy than me.
Well, I'm pretty sure JJ, his son, is.
Well, I mean,
you know what? That's not true.
That could be debatable.
I'm not sure if he really likes his dad when deep down inside.
They got a love-hate thing going on.
They do have a love-hate thing. Next game. We're not screwing around here today. Chargers, Panthers. Woo! This is an interesting one. So I'll say it again.
We're just going to skip right over the Viking game.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at the DK line.
So am I. Oh, maybe it's different for you and me.
I'm in Colorado. You're in that cesspool in New Jersey. So stick with me here, buddy. You'll be fine. Chargers, Panthers. And like I said, I really believe that the Chargers lose that game to the Raiders if Staley or Anthony Lynn are there. I think it's a completely new day here with Harbaugh. Then on the other side, the Panthers go home after one of the most embarrassing opening day performances you can remember. That was just an ass whooping. So I do know there's a few people that are trying to convince me to go with the Panthers +6 at home. They're not as bad. Don't overreact to week 1. You get the Chargers, those 6-point favorites on the road across the country. That to me is a big, big number. It's a stay away from me. Total's 39. Panthers +195 on the money line, Kegger.
Yeah, this has been a mover all week. Chargers opened up 3.5 in this game, and it just moved and moved, got to 6.5. We're starting to see it shoot real close to 7 out there in the offshore market. The total has been taken under money pretty much all week as well. The money has been I think it opened 42.5. It's moved a full 4 points down the first few days of the week, which is a substantial move, man, for Wednesday afternoon. Carolina's defense is horrific. They lost another piece this past week. Did anybody expect them to look good? No. But I also didn't have the Saints hanging 50 in week 1 on my bingo card either. So all the sharps will be on Carolina. They love this team. I won't be one of them again. It's a hard pass on this team. I think they are pathetic. If I was forced to make a play in this game, I would lean towards taking the points. Because with a very low total, historically, it usually lends itself to the underdog, especially with how the Chargers run the football. But I'm so down on the Carolina Panthers, I just can't get there. So I'm probably not going to bet this game at all. But if I had to lean, I would lean towards Carolina and the points.
Ooh, what'd you think of Dobbins last week? I mean, this guy is, again, he's a cyborg. Both of his legs have been completely reconstructed. He looked amazing, man.
Yeah,
Super burst.
Adam sent me a message asking if we had to bet Dobbins anytime touchdown this week with how bad Carolina looked. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I was literally looking it up while you're saying that because he just looks so explosive. He's getting a large amount of touches. Here we go. TD scores. Let's find out what Dobbins is. Plus 150, man. We're getting plus money on DK. Who knows if there's a better line around? I like that.
There could be.
Adam, hit me up if you're betting Dobbins anytime touchdown. I'll tell you, man. I'll tell you on that one. Never knew Keg was a Jersey guy. Facts, man. Now I got to take the prick out to dinner over the weekend.
Yeah, Mr. A. I live in Bloomfield.
He'll take you out to Olive Garden too. He's a big Olive Garden guy. Did you know that, Keg?
I did. I don't believe that.
Yeah, he loves Olive Garden. He sent me an email this morning. He's like, I love Keg. I want to take him to Olive Garden. We can have a chicken parm.
My mom wouldn't talk to me if I went to Olive Garden.
Don't tell her. Niners Vikings. So CMC is not playing this week. He's dealing with a knee and an Achilles. Fascinating because we had the whole controversy. You had Jordan Mason saying he didn't know he was starting. Shanahan said he did, or he said he knew he was starting. Shanahan said he didn't know he was starting. So whatever. We're getting more Jordan Mason. And what did you expect? What did you see from him on Monday Night Football? I saw a guy that wore down. That's what I saw.
Over the course of the game? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. By the fourth quarter, he was slogging.
Hey, bro, he paid us out for a giant nut, though.
I mean, I really hope there's another moment this season where we can climb the ladder with a dude.
Plus 650 anytime touchdown we hit.
5-1 on 100 yards in game.
3-1 on 50 plus. Plus 135 on 75. We like Jordan Mason. Like I almost want to buy a jersey.
You like the Vikings a lot more than I do. The Vikings,
I do.
They're getting 6 at home, and I wonder if you like them this week. 45.5 total. So Niners on a short week going to Minnesota. Sam Darnold did look competent. This 49ers defense looked very competent. So break it down for us. Niners at Minnesota, Keg.
Yeah, Niners open 5.5, basically moved to 6 market wide. FanDuel, last time I looked, was the only shop that was hanging 6.5. Total open 45.5. We're seeing some 46s out there right now. So not a ton of movement. I get the move. Listen, the Niners didn't miss a beat with McCaffrey not being on the field last week. And they played a solid football team in the New York Jets. And for the most part, the Niners defense looked very good with Sorensen calling the scheme. I think you can bank on what you saw from the 49ers last week, but can you count on what you saw from the Minnesota Vikings last week? Now, like you said, I am higher on the Vikings than most people are, but they played one of the worst football teams in the league by far, right? Did the Vikings look good? They did, as expected, against that caliber of a team. But this week, it's a very different task entirely. and I'm not sure that they can rise to the challenge. So like the line in total feel accurate to me where they currently sit. I have to think about the props market. I'm sure that they are going to make us pay a big premium for what Jordan Mason did last week. So we'll have to evaluate his props. We have a play already in this Niners game on the website.
Okay.
I
Don't give
lean.
it.
No, I'm not going to. I lean taking 6.5 right now with Minnesota. I think that they can hang around. Am I going to get there? Probably not. And I think I lean the over in this game too, if I'm being honest. But I don't think there is enough value in the total to bet the over. So I like where we're at right now with the play that we have on the website in this game, and I think we'll just leave it at that.
I don't see it.
Well, it's in the in-game chat. It hasn't gotten to the website yet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking in there. We'll see.
Oh, it's on. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's on the website. It's already on. It was the first play.
It was the first play you put out there?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Still don't see it, but I'm an idiot, so don't worry about it. I'm serious. Yeah. And you started throwing out plays yesterday. You see it right now?
On the website?
Yeah, on the plays, on the picks.
I do, yeah.
Is it a parlay or a straight bet?
I'm not going to answer that question.
I mean, I can't find the goddamn play. What am I going to do?
Do you see the 2 plays that I have under the NFL section in the NFL? It's one of those.
Oh, yeah. I did bet that.
Cool.
Did bet that. Good stuff out of me, my friend. Yeah, you didn't know it was going to be like this when you went into business with me, did you?
All right, let's keep going.
Why? Why bother? Let's just stay on that for a little bit. By the way, the line in this game, Keg, 2 days ago, it was -5. Shot up to 6.5 yesterday, back down to 6 today. So that's where we're sitting. What up, Johnny boy? Good to see you in the house, man. His Vikings, so he had to drop by and drop something in on that. Another 1 o'clock game, Colts Packers. So we got Malik Willis starting for the Packers. They're getting 3 at home, -18, -102 for the Colts, -3. 41 total, Packers +124. So you and I were doing a show. God, what was that, the Monday Night Football show? Or maybe it was even Sunday when they dropped this line and Jordan Love was out.
Yeah.
And I said, boy, you just look at this. It's like Green Bay was getting 3.5. It's like, wow. And then a little money came in and pushed it down to 3 now. So again, I think the Packers got a coaching edge. They can still run the football. And defensively, I think they've got an edge there as well. So talk to me. Are there any possible plays in this one, Keg?
Not a lot of line movement. It's basically been back and forth between 3.5 after it reopened. People are backing the Colts at 3, though. It pushes the line to 3.5, and then like it immediately meets resistance in the market, sends it right back down to 3. That's basically been the story on this line all week. Totals down to like 40.5 right now, close to market wide. The big question mark here is, what is Malik Willis going to give you, right? Colts lose the best player that they have in the secondary this week, but it would have mattered a lot more if Jordan Love was throwing the football. Clearly, the Packers aren't going to try to pick up a veteran quarterback here. There were talks about maybe Tannehill, but it looks like they're just going to go with Willis until Love is ready. But I don't know how good Malik Willis is, man. Like, I know how much money he made us when he was at Liberty, but like on this level, at 3.5, I probably still lean with the better roster, but I can't get behind them with Willis getting the start. I have to call a colleague that I have in Vegas to ask him where he has the downgrade on Love to Willis, because he's slightly better at it than I am. But this is probably a 5.5 point downgrade from Love to Willis. So while I lean the Packers here because the number has probably moved a bit too far, I just can't get there because of all the unknowns with Willis. So no action from me here, but I'm going to have a slight lean to the Packers because I think that the line has probably moved a bit too much at this point. But yeah, pass.
I mean, listen, LaFleur came out today and said he's not ruling Jordan Love out, but let's be honest. The guy's not practicing. We saw the injury. He's not playing. It's not happening. And the line says he's not playing either.
Right.
And even if he does play, what is he going to do? But yeah, Malik Willis is horrible. Malik Willis immediately becomes the worst quarterback of the National Football League. I think he's worse than Bryce Young. I truly believe that. Inaccurate.
Worst starting quarterback right now.
Yeah.
For sure.
Inaccurate. Yeah. Poor decision making, just everything wrong with a quarterback. But I still think the Packers can hang in this one.
So right, so do I.
Yeah. Thumbs up, like button, smash it. Keg, plug the site, my friend, because these game plans last week, the NFL game plans, they're premium. I read through them and they really helped me.
Yep. You guys could use the code Nuke NFL. It'll get you 1 week free trial at nukethehouse.com. We've got daily picks, premium videos, articles, betting guides for every NFL game, every NASCAR Cup race, every MMA event, and every PGA tournament. Coop put up the PGA game plan today for this week's tournament, and we win a lot. In addition to that, we do about 25 hours of in-game betting every single week for you guys. Some of the shows will be premium. Some will be on YouTube. Last week, they were all on YouTube for free because it was week 1. But like that Sunday from 1 to 7 show is going to be a premium show. One of the standalone games will be a premium show. So, yeah, I think we're up like 280 units combined right now, the whole team in 2024. So it's been good, man. It's been a lot of work, but it's been cool. And I encourage everybody to take advantage of the free week.
Yeah, and I will say this. Let's just be completely transparent. You were up 343 units last year. In all likelihood, you're not going to hit the same 343. You got to be around every single second, but you're still going to be extremely profitable. Like if I had to cap what it would go down to, you'd be up 200 units as opposed to 343. But if you do want to get to that 343, you got to put a little work in. You can't just show up and hope you get the Discord picks and go there. Put a little bit of work into what you do. It's great tailing these guys, especially in game. Like I'm already learning so much doing shows with Keg every single week. And we just started, especially these in-game shows, but you have to put a little bit of work in. Okay. Whether it's watching the shows or having your phone on and getting the live betting notifications, you can't just sit there and show up on Sunday and hope that you're putting these bets in because the lines are going to move. You're getting these lines at a great price. Now, once in a blue moon, you're going to get a better price, but most of the time you're not. So put a little bit of work in. That's about it. Okay, let's move on to our next game. Seattle and the Patriots. So I was doing a little write-up for the game plan for you today. A couple things I found out. Right tackle George Fant, day-to-day. They might be without their right tackle. Kenny Walker's hurt. If Charbonnet has to go in, I don't know how much of a downgrade that is. We're talking about a running back here. But speaking of running backs, you know that Ramondre Stevenson going to touch the ball a lot if there's a neutral game script or they're playing from ahead. 25 carries last week, 120 yards. So you know they want to run the ball 30 times. The question is, are they going to get their asses kicked and they can't run the ball 30 times? So we look at the numbers. Patriots getting 3 and a hook at home. I don't think Seattle looked great against Washington. 37.5 is the total. Again, defense running the football for the Patriots. Can Seattle solve that?
Yeah, that's a great note. I actually have that written down in my notes this week. Any game that the Pats are in and they're not playing from behind, I don't know how you don't just smash the button on Stevenson for sure. I couldn't agree more there. Current line sits at about 3.5 right now for Seattle. It opened 4, so not a ton of movement. Total opened 41, but it's taken a field goal worth of movement to the under, and basically market wide. It makes sense to me when you consider how good both defenses looked for the most part last weekend. You don't often see a team that has a 4.5 win total win their season opener, but the Patriots were able to get the job done against an anemic Cincinnati Bengals offense last week. This team is bad, man. Okay. Adam mentioned that you can get the New England Patriots now to have the worst record in football after that week 1 win at 10-1. That number was as low as plus 250 before the year started. So I don't hate that. Am I worried how bad the Panthers looked? Yeah, but the Patriots are just as bad in my opinion. So if you didn't bet it, I don't mind a taste at 10-1 for them still to have the worst record in the league. The Seattle offense didn't look great last week. We were on them, like we cashed the ticket, but they finally started to get going in the second half last week, and the defense looked very good. I think Kenny Walker is a huge part of that Seattle offense, like really firing on all cylinders. When they go away from him, the team just does not look the same. Geno can't get the open windows that he needs for Lockett and Njigba and what's that freak that I can't think of? Metcalf, DK Metcalf. So if this line was 2.5, I would have already bet Seattle straight. But since it wasn't, I wanted to wait to see if you can get like a flat 3 at any point in the week. But then I ended up not waiting, and I made a play in this game that's on the website, or it's in the Discord. It will be on the site later today. And I like where we're at. I think Seattle's the side, but like I just don't want to lay 3.5. I don't want to lay the hook, and I don't think this game. I'd be really surprised if it got back down to 3. I'd be really surprised, but I think that they're the side. I know Signed likes the Pats at 3.5. At 3.5, I would lean the Pats, but if anything, a field goal or less, then I'm going to lean Seattle here. So just keep that in the back of your mind as you see the line movement throughout the week. And as far as the total, it doesn't matter. It's gone already.
Screw it. So I got to talk to you about a player here in our next game. All right. Because you and I discussed it a lot when the Lions were playing. The Lions are hosting the Buccaneers. Fine. I'll just give you the numbers here. Lions 7-point favorites at home. 51 is the total. So a very hearty total. We know Baker looked great, but you and I, actually, you were the one to say it first. Amon-Ra St. Brown got nothing in his first game, and he's going to go ape shit in game number 2. So I decided to go look at the props. And right now, everywhere, Amon-Ra's number is 80.5, right around -1. You can get a -10 at Bet365. So this thing opened up this morning at 80.5. It went down to 79.5. It's been as high as 82.5. And again, now it's sitting at 80. Actually, it didn't get to 82.5. It was 81.5. Is blinking right now. So 80.5 for Amon-Ra St. Brown receiving yards. That's the first one. And really, they don't want you laddering it too much, because even 100 yards at this point is like, what was it, 160? So it really wasn't that a great number here, buddy.
Right.
I'm a little concerned about that. But then you look at his receptions too, and that opened at 6.5, but the juice just it got out of control. It's -135, -139. It opened at -30. So talk to me here. Forget about the game for a second. Let's talk about Amon-Ra player props. Where are you sitting right now?
I mean, yeah, I'm basically sitting where exactly what I said on Monday night. If you watch that Netflix show, him and Jared Goff have a very close relationship, and that kid does not react very well to not doing well on the field. And usually after a bad game, he comes out and nukes. Now, he didn't have many bad games last year. He had 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns. But to go like, what did he end with? 3 for 13 in that game?
4. It was bad.
Like, that's so bad for him. I have a really hard. Yeah. I have a really hard time not seeing him get over the number. Now, don't get me wrong. This team's identity is running the football for sure. With Montgomery and with Gibbs, they are always going to be a run first team. But I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to get his. Would I bet him to go for 100? No, because that number isn't good enough. But would I bet him to go over his actual number? Yeah, I would go right back to it, especially considering we live bet him at like 44 and couldn't even get over that, which is absolutely wild. But yeah, so as far as he's concerned, yeah. As far as the game,
real quick, should I hit that then? The 80.5? Is that an official play yet, or are you going to sit on it for a little bit?
I mean, I haven't bet it yet, but I probably will.
Okay.
Yeah. The point spread has basically stood strong in this game since open. It's moved about a half a point to 7 and been there ever since, but the total is what has moved in this game. It opened 49. It's now 52, I think, 51.5. And it seems to be market wide at 51.5 right now. But offshore markets look like it's going to push it back up to 52 today, because I saw places like Pinnacle popping 52 for a little bit. I agree with the move. Tampa Bay is in a lot of trouble this game. They're going to be down 4 players in that secondary this week.
Bryce Hall.
4.
Winfield.
Yeah. So definitely 3, as many as 4. So, I mean, that's music to Detroit's ears, considering that that passing game was not locked in on Sunday night, and they need to rebound with a closer performance to what we saw from them a year ago. So I think the Lions are going to score. I think they're going to score a lot. Especially when you consider the injuries in the secondary. St. Brown seems like a play. My one concern is when you look at how this game should have been lined out in terms of like a market grade, we're way off where we thought we would be, right? But cluster injuries matter in this league, and you cannot overstate multiple injuries to one unit in the National Football League. It's paramount to almost everything. Tampa Bay looked fantastic in week 1. But let's not forget that it was against the worst secondary in football. I'd like to see that against a quality ball club, a quality secondary. This is the highest total of the week for a reason. Those injuries are going to impact what the Lions do in this game. While I think that the Lions get what they want in this game, I probably have a slight lean overall to the under at 51.5. I think it jumped the shark a little bit, but what I'm having a hard time deciding is, like, do you take the shot and maybe go over the Lions team total, or do you bet the under for the game? That's kind of where I'm at right now. The only thing I know I'm going to bet in this game pretty much is St. Brown. Other than that, it's a pass right now. But I could get on the team total for the Lions. I think they're going to score a ton.
I just hit the St. Brown while you were talking. And let me tell you where it opened. It opened at 78.5, right? Goes up to 79.5. This is DraftKings. 80.5. Got all the way up to 83.5. Money came in on the under 83.5 at that point. But 80.5 minus 15, I don't see that line moving anywhere but up. So I got in 80.5 to the over minus 15.
Yeah, I mean, you would think with the injury news for Tampa, it's hard to see that line going down.
Yeah, that whole secondary is just demolished. And now you got a pissed off St. Brown? You kidding me? Receptions at 6.5, juiced minus 130. I don't like that.
What's his 10 plus?
Oh, I mean, now you're making me do work, buddy. I don't even have alt receptions yet. So I have not seen it posted anywhere. I can go look for it, but yeah, I feel like Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be a big part of our week this week, right?
I mean, he could go like 12 for 130.
I mean, there you go. So you would look around as 9 and 10 receptions.
If the
that
price
something
is right. Yeah, I'm interested to know what that price is.
I want to know exactly. And by the way, if you're watching right now and you want to, and you see a book where it is, please let us know here. Again, 6.5 minus 133 is what I'm seeing. I'm just not seeing any alt receptions on him yet. Doesn't mean it won't come, but I don't see it yet. And it looks like you're looking at it right now. So while you're doing something, I will take the time to tell everybody, like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Nuke the House, turn on notifications so you know when we're on. And we're giving away a free week right now. Sign up for you don't have to sign up for the monthly plan. We're not going to charge you. Go to nukethehouse.com, hit subscribe, click monthly plan, type in the code Nuke NFL, Nuke NFL. We'll give you a free week. You can cancel beforehand if you want to. I don't think it's a good idea though. You don't see it. Did you check FanDuel?
Yeah.
That's the only other one I could check that I
only have
you checked it. Okay. Nothing out there yet. Oh, Matt's upset. We got a lot of people watching and 7 views or 7 likes. So get your asses going, people. Come on. That's hurtful is what it is. That hurts my feelings. You don't want to hurt my feelings, do you? Keg, do you want to hurt my feelings?
I try not to ever want to hurt your feelings.
I mean, you do every day, but you know, it's not.
I hurt your feelings every day.
Every day. Every day. Yeah.
I mean, if that's true, like, I mean,
it's time to get out of the business.
You need to toughen up a little bit, my guy. You're frozen completely, by the way. Do you see your facial?
That is a great shot. I love it.
That's a great one.
Yeah, because somebody take a screenshot of that. It's just wonderful.
Look high. You look pretty high right now.
I'm not. I'm very sober. I'll be back in 1 second.
All right. Frozen.
Now you don't even get my face. Now you just get my thing. I love technology.
Frozen Kush, you hate to see it.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Okay. I mean, that's unfortunate that you can hear me, but why don't I get out of here and you just talk about the site for like 10 seconds and I'll try and get my Ethernet going. Is that all right?
Sure.
Can you handle it?
Sure. I think so. What's going on, boys? Welcome in, boys. Mark, Jay Graham, Maddie, Andrew, Card Addict, Mr. A, if you're still here, Iowa, Johnny Boy, Jeff, my guy, Mason, what's going on? Danny Berry, Tyler, what's up?
Okay, I'm back. I'm going to be on this side now, though. Are you okay with that? Can you handle that?
Whichever you'd like.
Rob's here. Yeah, but did you see this? Andrew B. I know it's an NFL show, but I love betting the road courses in NASCAR. I mean, now you got everybody on. You got NASCAR dropping in on these NFL shows, dude.
Yeah, amazing. we're building one NASCAR fan at a time.
I think we're gonna have a pretty big partner for our NASCAR show. Is all I'm gonna say. I think we're gonna have some NASCAR next year. It's about to blow up. Like you're gonna be the NASCAR guy out there. People are gonna we love Keg with the NASCAR guy.
Love to see it.
Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm working.
Let's go.
I'm working on some things for you, pal. Browns, Jaguars. You can't give out your pick in this one, Keg. It's for subscribers only. You do have a pick though. Browns and Deshaun Watson, the dude getting in trouble again. He's probably going to get suspended again. Browns getting 3 points on the road. Probably not enough. 41.5 total. Plus 136. Man, I really like what I saw out of the Jags. I've been buying in on the Jags. I like what I saw against Miami, even though they blew the lead. And then the late field goal, it sunk them, but they did cover the 3.5 there. But now we're talking about them being a home favorite. But again, if Deshaun Watson's starting, how do you not at least take a look at the Jags? Like there's Malik Willis, and just above that is Bryce Young, and just above that is Deshaun Watson. That's how bad he is, Keg.
Dude, those hand jobs broke his brain. Like literally.
The hand jobs broke his brain?
I think so, yeah. I think they broke.
I've never been a big hand job guy.
Okay, but like I think they broke his brain, and I think they broke his ability to throw a football. So like the game's basically been around 3 all week. We saw some 3.5s pop up at DK today, which makes sense. But you could still get 3 out there if you want to back Jacksonville. The total starting to see some movement. Yesterday got down 41.5 offshore. It eventually followed in the legal market, and it looks like we're seeing 41.5 pretty much market wide. Watson was gross, dude. He was so bad on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's the only word that comes to mind. It doesn't help the fact that, like, mentally he is a basket case. I know he lost his dad last week. He lost another close teammate this week. You mentioned another woman comes forward with like sexual misconduct allegations. The last thing this dude should be doing is worrying about playing a football game, like literally. And this defense that is supposed to be the best secondary and front seven in the National Football League will not be that if they cannot get rest off the field. This is the part I didn't think about when I was looking into the Browns in the offseason. If the defense is going to play 40 minutes a game, dude, because the offense can't get a first down, they're going to be average. They're not going to be elite. In order for this team to be as dominant as the personnel and as dominant as they were last year, they need help from Watson. And I don't think he's capable of giving it to him. Plus, both starting tackles might not even play this week for Cleveland, which would be huge for
I mean, for both, for Jacksonville's pass rush and Cleveland. Like their offensive line was hot shit last week.
Right. So, I mean, listen, Jacksonville, did they lose the game last week? They did. But did they look bad? No. I thought they looked better than I thought they would. They were in the game the entire way for the most part. And, they're not a bad ball club. I'll lean Jacksonville here -3. And as far as I'll tell you, I don't know what is going to have to happen for me to ever back the Cleveland Browns this year. Like, I don't know if I could do it.
What if they were 3-point favorites at home against Carolina?
I don't know if I could do it.
That's awful.
That's bad, right?
That's horrible.
Bad. Yeah, that's bad. As far as the total, I'm just going to lean under because I don't think Cleveland could score a lot of points. I don't know what Watson is going to be able to do. So I'll lean under and definitely lean Jags -3.
All right. Now I usually want to keep the inside conversation just for our members, but I'm going to throw you a bone here. So Keg, there's certain guys that we're targeting early in the season where the market just hasn't caught up, right? It's week 1. We see market inefficiencies. We see guys that really started to tip their hand, especially the younger guys. Jaden Daniels is one of those guys. So the alt lines are out now. His 50 plus is -25. His 60 plus is +135. His 70 plus is +230, and his 80 plus is +390.
So I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
That I'll definitely be on. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that the Giants front seven is the best part about that team. And they're probably ranked just outside the top 10. That said, that kid is a fucking lightning bolt. And I don't think it matters. I'll be on his 70 plus and I'll be on his 80 plus for sure. So I'll tell you that right now. And I if we're gonna give out one play today on the show, I'll give it out. I'm on Jaden Daniels over 50.5. I think I bet 51.5 actually, because when I saw how low the number was, I bet it immediately at the first book that was available. I think that you could have got 50.5, which I'm fine with. I'll be on his 70 plus and his 80 plus too, though, for sure.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to the games yet, but all right. So I just took your advice. Just so everybody knows, I tail Keg just like everybody else. I try not to tail too many people. It really is difficult for me because, you know, if you want to win, you go with the best. And then there's another guy that I trust in the industry, but Keg's the man. So I just threw a half unit down on 70 plus at +230 and a quarter unit on 80 plus at +390.
As far as the actual game, Sharps are back in the New York Giants again this week, it appears. And I guess I get it. They opened a 3-point dog on the road against a rookie quarterback with a terrible defense. that number was probably wrong. Even with as down as I am on the New York Jets, the line now sits at about +1.5, basically market wide. No opinion on the total. Listen, I missed it opened 41. It's like 44.5 now. I do agree with the move. I didn't mind the over at anything under 43, but it's gone now. So I can't get it. So the total is going to be a pass. If you got the Giants +3, I think you're in good shape. I think that number was wrong. I don't know why I didn't bet it. I have a hard time backing the New York Giants in general, but that was a good number if you bet it. At 1.5, it gets a little closer, but I think that the play here, there are a couple. I think I called out that Robinson anytime touchdown last week on the show at 3-1, and I didn't bet it, and I regret it. I'm probably going to bet his anytime touchdown this week. I think that Robinson's going to get in the end zone a decent amount this year when they get down there. And then based off what we saw and how this kid is willing to run the football, and let's be honest, Holden, he looked awful throwing the ball. I mean, he looks like, they're not going to move the ball very much if they're going to have to rely on Jaden Daniels to throw the football. Now, granted, it was week 1. I shouldn't overreact, but I'll just say he did not look good throwing the football. So I think he's going to run, and I think he's going to run a lot. So, yep, over 51.5 as the official play for today. And then 70, 80 plus, I'll be on.
Okay, so be on the lookout, subscribers. If Keg hits the Robinson anytime touchdown, again, it's not an official play yet. Make sure you're in the Discord. You get the live betting notification. We're not even going to be live, but you'll throw it out there. I think at +145 on DraftKings, you could shop around and maybe.
Is it really that low?
Yeah. I mean, maybe we don't even bet it now, right?
It was 290.
Well, he got in the end zone, and everybody knows that the dude is. I mean, I'm searching around right now, but everybody knows this guy is.
God, these books are it's just a license to steal people's money.
Well, let me tell you something. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole because we don't have too much time to do it. But what Bet365 did was bullshit.
Dude.
I got a problem with them because they limited a small time better like me. But
I tweeted out about it immediately as soon as I saw it. That is about as bad as it gets.
Oh, it's just horrible. It's unacceptable.
And then to come back over the top with, hey, it was just a misunderstanding.
It was Jordan Mason. That's what it was, right? It was the Jordan Mason prop, and if anybody cashed his
prop, was the Jordan Mason prop, right? But basically, they wanted to be like, hey, we put out a bad number, and we didn't recognize it, and you were smart enough to recognize it. Because you recognized it, we're now going to retroactively make that line -5,000. And then the entire community was like, wait a minute. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah.
And then they release a statement. It was just a misunderstanding. No, it wasn't. It was not a misunderstanding.
Did they still take the money back?
They made it right. They made it right and then made it sound like they were doing you the favor.
Yeah, no. Bet365, I've had an issue with them from the start, and that was absolute bush league. And it comes back to we need more regulation for the books because they already have the advantage over us. And now if they're going to start voiding bets because they're bad number, it's just unacceptable.
I know, dude. It's brutal.
Unacceptable.
We need federal regulation like yesterday.
Yep. All right. We still got 4 games to get to, though. Your New York Jets visiting the Tennessee Titans. Jets 3.5-point favorites on the road. 40.5 is the total. Titans +142 on that money line. So this is interesting because Rodgers did not look good, did he, Keg? I thought he looked awful.
I thought he did. I think you're wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, what did he 13 to 21.
Listen,
he didn't push the ball down the field, threw a pick. Tell me, what'd you like about Aaron Rodgers?
Okay, now you're right. Like it in terms of like did he play well? He didn't play great, right? But that's not what I was looking for. I wanted to see if he could still make the throws. Like, did he still have like zip on the ball? Could he still throw it into a tight window? And he could. Like he like the guy that was in the NFC Championship game 3 or 4 years ago? No, he's not. But is he still good enough to put up points and beat up on bad defenses? 100% yes. So I think that he's going to find a ton of success this weekend for sure. The line opened 4 after Monday Night Football went final. Since then, we're basically sitting at 3.5 market wide. The side hasn't moved a ton, but the totals moved dramatically. It opened 43.5 on Monday night. It's been bet down to 40.5. I saw a flat 40 out there at BR earlier today. The Titans offense was absolutely pathetic last weekend. That's the reason that this total, I think, has taken so much money to the under, because the Jets, for the most part, moved the ball well enough in that guy's first game off a year layoff, and they're playing a top tier 49er defensive unit. You have to keep that in perspective also. So to me, this feels like a spot to back the Jets to score points. The team total currently sitting around 22.5-ish. The Jets should move the ball consistently in this spot. Rodgers did not look bad, man. I'm telling you, against the Niners. The only reason I haven't bet it yet is because the total keeps coming down, and we might be able to catch a flat 21 if the total just continues to fall off a cliff. If not, I'm probably just going to take the 22.5 because I think they're good for 23 plus against the Titans. Full game total feels too low to me also. So like if you wanted to take the full game over, I guess you could, but then you have to count on Will Levis. And then something that Meyer told me about that kid, he was like, you can't count out the fact that the Jets might be able to get a free defensive touchdown, like a pick to the house, because that kid throws the ball like a madman. So I really think that the play in this game is to back the New York Jets to score points. They are going to put up points in this game. That's where I'm at.
I am still going. I'm never going to forget what happened to me in week 1, where I'm backing the Titans plus 4.5. They blow a 17-point lead, and the Bears didn't score an offensive touchdown. That's the one thing you can say about the Titans. Their defense didn't give up a touchdown. It was everything else. But boy, was that way we lost some prop bets by a yard, but that to me was the worst. That was the worst beat of the weekend. Just murdered me. And then you talk about interceptions. I mean, it's minus 145 at DraftKings. That's the best number you're going to get on a Will Levis pick.
I mean, how does he not throw one though?
At 145?
How does he not? I mean, that's a lot of juice. Yeah, that'll go down. Like if he doesn't throw a pick in the first quarter, you might get like minus 120. And then I think it's probably worth betting.
So there's a live betting opportunity. Cool.
Yeah, that's probably a live betting spot for sure.
All right, we got 3 more games. We got to hustle. Let me just tell you real quick. Live betting, in-game betting. We're doing free on Thursday. We're making Monday premium. So Thursday Night Football, 8:15. You know the game. We got the Bills and the Dolphins. Keg, myself, we will be betting the game live. We went 8-0 last week. I'm not promising an 8-0, but I kind of feel like we got a good read on the game, and I think we're going to have a nice one. So make sure you tune in, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nuke the House, turn on notifications so you know when we're on. Rams Cardinals. So Puka's on IR. Rams are getting a point on the road. Why not just throw the money line there? Plus 102. You might get a 105 around. Total is 48.5. I must say, like, the Cardinals need to figure out a way to get Marvin Harrison Jr. involved. He's their best skill position player. But, you know, they ran the ball. Kyler looked mildly competent last week. Mm-hmm. You and I like the Rams. We both think they're a playoff team if Stafford's in there. So why not take the Rams on the road?
Well, we said that the Cardinals' identity would be running the football, and that's very much what it looked like. I mean, what did he have? 1 target, no catches? Harrison.
I think he had a catch.
Oh, 1 catch?
Maybe for like 4 yards. I'll go look it up right now, but it was And even the offensive coordinator is like, we just didn't do a good job getting on the ball. No shit,
Right.
you didn't do a good job getting on the ball. He had 1 catch on 3 targets for 4 yards.
That's so bad. That's
Bad.
so bad. Yeah, that's bad. As far as the market, the Rams are between 1 and 1.5 right now. Arizona money continues to flow in because Puka probably not playing right. There are
He's not playing.
okay. And in addition to that, there will be as many as 4 offensive linemen that will not play for the Rams this week. And that's the reason why this line went from the Rams -2.5 on Sunday to now they sit +1.5. I can't back the Rams with that type of cluster injury to the most important unit on the field. Like this could be, I think, a potential team total under spot maybe on the Rams, or possibly even backing the Cards here. But I want to know the status of every single offensive lineman before I pull the trigger. But I could see myself getting on the Cards this week. The Cards defense is bad against the run, like really bad. One, they once they couldn't stop the run consistently, Josh Allen was able to get whatever he needed to last week to get the Bills over the hump. I was surprised that the Cards jumped out 17-3, but I wasn't surprised that they shit the bed and gave it away. The good news for them is that they are far healthier than the LA Rams this week. So the Cards offense didn't look bad, I thought, for the first 40 minutes of the game, but they disappeared down the stretch. I can only look towards the Cards here because the Rams should have a hard time overcoming injuries this week. So we'll lean Cardinals, and no opinion on the total.
We do have a question from Ethan Hershey. Where do you enter Nuke NFL free week? Okay, go to nukethehouse.com, click on subscribe. Go to the monthly plan. There'll be a coupon code. You put in Nuke NFL. We're not going to charge you for the month yet. Put it in. You'll get the free week, Ethan. It's just for you, buddy. And everybody else that wants to sign up. But I gave the explanation just for you. Bengals Chiefs. This is a sexy game. We've got a Bengals team that once again came out and laid an egg. Higgins is questionable. Jamar Chase played 18 snaps last week, Keg. They looked horrible. Chiefs side, I'm still waiting for this Chiefs offense to turn into the juggernaut that they were a couple of years ago. And I think we're getting close. Xavier Worthy is my man. I actually got to go look at a Worthy.
Yeah, I'll be on him this week for sure.
You like him too. So
yeah, I'll probably be on right too.
5-point favorites for the Chiefs, 47.5 total. Talk to me.
Listen, the side in this game, I guess, is right. But what doesn't make sense to me is the total. Like, this total opened 46.5, right? So explain to me, how is this a shorter total than last week? I mean, yeah. Like, it's a shorter total than last week. Now, people are going to be like, well, the Baltimore Ravens offense is healthier and probably better than Cincinnati. Okay, but their defense is top 5 in football, and the Bengals isn't. So, like, how is this total less than whatever the Baltimore total closed last week? Like, I think there's going to be points, a lot of points. One more week where Jamar Chase healthier. We don't know if Higgins is going to go, but that's fine. Kansas City offense looked as explosive as I said they would. This is the best team that they've had since Mahomes got drafted, and I think they're going to be a wagon all year. That offense looked incredible last week. So I think that you back either Kansas City to score a ton of points in bunches with team totals, or you just bet the full game over. You lost the point, opened 46.5. I still don't mind it, though, at 47.5. I think the Bengals show up. I think that they will put together a better offensive performance than what they did last week, which was a joke. But, yeah, points. And that's what I like here.
All right, last game to get to. We've got a team that's about 45 minutes from me. The Denver Broncos hosting the Steelers, a 425 game. You know, the last couple of years, betting unders with the Broncos have been kind of profitable, depending on the spot. Now, Bo Nix got the start last week. He'll be back out there again. He moved the ball. He turned the ball over. I think he probably turns the ball over a couple of times this week, some bad decision-making, but he did run it in for a touchdown. He did, look pretty composed. The Broncos defense, they gave up some points, but again, I kind of feel like they performed a little better than what their numbers said they were. We've got the defensive player of the year in Watt, right, on the Pittsburgh side. These guys can run and play defense, and I think you're seeing the Broncos run and play defense. And what are we seeing? A 36.5 total, Keg, and it's juice to the over at -12, but -108 to the under. Broncos getting 2.5 points at home against this Pittsburgh team. I don't think it gets to 3, but if it does, I'm back in the Broncos, Keg.
That's where you're at.
Yeah.
Did you make a bet in the side last week in the Broncos game?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because I know that you tend to bet their games a lot.
Yeah, I bet their unders a lot is what I bet. But 36.5, man. Woo! That's nasty. But both these teams have good defenses. Justin Fields and Bo Nix could turn the ball over though. And I don't want cheapies here, like a pick at the 15 and then we got points that way. But 36.5, I would lean to the under again.
If you believe the reports out of Pittsburgh, it looks like Fields is going to continue to start.
Yes.
And they're going to go away from Russell Wilson, which was the original plan to start the year before the injury. So that's a little weird to me. There hasn't been a ton of movement off the news in terms of the side. Steelers open 2.5, and a couple of the big shops released a play on the Steelers, which pushed the line to 3. A couple more other shops released the play on the Broncos. It moved it back down to 2.5. So we've seen minimal line movement on the side, but we've seen a big move on the total. Open 40.5, and like you said, now it's 36.5. The total is gone now, but I'm with you. I think I lean the under in this game too. Like a quick early score, and maybe I could see myself getting on the under. But the big concern, TJ Watt is a problem. I mean, what he did last week in that game was just absolutely incredible. And like when you think about Bo Nix, God, that Pittsburgh defense could rape that kid on Sunday, dude.
Settle down.
I'm just saying, they could really make it a hard day for that kid on Sunday. I'm gonna lean Pittsburgh at 2.5 here. I'm not going to bet it, but I'm gonna lean Pittsburgh at 2.5 because, to be honest, I think that when you're playing a rookie like that with a defense that is capable of what players like Watt can do, that defense could beat that team by themselves, on Sunday. You might not have to get a ton out of Justin Fields. If Bo Nix throws a couple picks, one of them goes back the other way. I think it's a real tough ask for that kid to play this defense. So, I lean Pittsburgh and any kind of quick score, and I could see myself getting on the under.
So let's give our best bets here. Don't forget that the Broncos picked up 2 safeties in Seattle last week. Their defense was good. They just ran out of gas in the second half. That was it. They were really good in the first half.
I think that was more the fact that Seattle offense is just inept at times more than it was Denver.
I'm going to give Denver some props there. Again, first half, they were good. I think by the fourth quarter, they were just gas. They need to be in better shape. It's as simple as that. But Nuke the props.
Do you see that stat, dude?
What?
Mike Tomlin is 25-5 against rookie quarterbacks.
Yep. Wouldn't
Good
surprise
fucking
me.
luck.
He's a great coach. Stop everybody. Oh, let's fire Tomlin. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, those people are out of their minds.
Get him a quarterback.
They're crazy.
God, look what they got. They got nothing at quarterback. So Nuke the props is coming up Friday, 4:00 Eastern. We went 3-0. We had the Jaden Reed over at plus money, and then I don't even remember. what was the other one? Cook, James Cook. Unfortunately, in game, I bet Cook over, and he didn't hit that. But pre-flop, we did good. I'm going to give you a prop bet right now that I like a lot, and Isaiah Likely. So I was looking around. I found some stuff on Likely, the Ravens tight end. He has 3 straight games of a touchdown of 25 or more yards. Now, touchdowns, there's variants, right? But 25 plus yards, 3 straight games, 25 plus yard catch in 6 straight games. He played 69% of the snaps last week. Andrews played 72% of the snaps. So he was right there with him. And I don't know if it's because Andrews is coming back for the injury or whatever, but this dude was the most electric player on the Ravens offense besides for Lamar Jackson. So
for sure.
I'm hitting it. I'm hitting his line at 18.5 to the over. I hit his 30. This is for the longest reception, 18.5 to the over, 30 plus to the over was something right around the neighborhood of 400. And then if we get a 25 plus somewhere, I'll hit that at plus money.
What did they set his actual yards number at?
It was a little lower this week.
Yeah, I mean,
in the 30s. I'm going to tell you right now, 38.5.
The one thing I'll say is that, like, Andrews definitely didn't look healthy. So no. I think that once he is fully healthy, we'll probably get back to more of Likely going back to that, backup-ish role and letting Andrews do his thing. But right now, I mean, if he is not healthy, Likely is going to be a factor in the offense, no doubt.
Yeah, but if Likely keeps doing this, even with Andrews hurt, he's going to be a big factor in the offense. They'll have Flowers, they'll have Andrews, and they'll have Likely. That's 3 really good receiving options.
Yeah.
Not just I think I think it's great. So Mitch Green is talking about the Ravens here. He likes Andrews and Zay starring this week. So there you go. Londo, week 2 survivor picks. Colts, Ravens, Cowboys, Chargers. Best picks this week for him at least.
And then the play that I gave out was Jaden Daniels over 51.5 rush yards.
I love it. Hey, listen, on the way out, if you don't hit the like button, the Dragon Queen's coming after you, and you don't want to deal with the Dragon Queen. I'm just telling you that right now. Have you seen Bad Monkey on Apple? It's a great show.
Bad Monkey? No.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn's in it. I'm not even that big a Vince Vaughn guy. He's freaking hilarious.
I'm a huge Vinny guy.
Vaughn, there's a monkey. There's the Dragon Queen. Great, really hot Latina woman. It's a great show. Great show. Highly recommend it. Like button on the way out. Subscribe to Nuke the House YouTube page and check us out. If you want to check us out for a week for free, nukethehouse.com. Sign up for a monthly plan. Type in the code NUKENFL. We won't charge you. We'll give you a free week, but then we'll charge you after that. You're going to like what you get. Put the graphic up, buddy, because we got to get out of here. This is a long show today. We gave out our best bets. Tomorrow, we should have our combo show at Ship It at 2:30. Nuke the Props at 4 o'clock. 11 a.m. Eastern time on Saturday. We got our college show with Dan and Ray. And then Sunday, Keg and I were talking steam and a whole bunch of line movement 30 minutes before kickoff. So that'd be 12:30 Eastern time. For Keg, I'm Kush. And thanks for checking us out here. We are Nuke the House.